Hey all, Mr. T-Bone here. Let's just jump right into it. Lesson 76, volumes of prisms and cylinders. Okay, so volume, okay, is like 3D area, right? So we have our perimeter. Let's do lesson 76. We have our perimeter, which is just the outside of a two-dimensional figure. It's just the lines, right? We have the area, which is all of the inside of that bit. But then when we turn it into a 3D figure, okay, suddenly there's the outside area, but in all of the inside stuff, that's our volume, okay? So perimeter, area, volume, in that order, right? So this is one-dimensional, two-dimensional, three-dimensional, okay? One dimensions is just essentially lines. Two dimensions start talking about the inside stuff and a little bit more complicated. And then three-dimensional, that's everything inside. Okay. All right. So the actual information here, when we're talking about rectangles, squares, that's easy. Okay. All we're doing is the height, the base, and then now the width. Okay. Now in this one here, right, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for my perimeter. I have 2 times 2 is 4 for my area. And then 2 times 2 times 1, which is 4 for my volume. Except that's not true. What I have is 8, say, cubes, or we'll say units, I guess, because I don't know what these are. 8 units is my perimeter. 4 units squared is my area, and 4 units cubed is my volume. Okay, this flat side here, there's a lot of those, okay, within this whole space here. Okay, so even though that's 4 units, which seems smaller than the perimeter of 8 units, this is actually much more, and this is even more still, even though that 4 seems very small compared to this, or compared to the perimeter. The perimeter is only 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, versus all of this for the area, versus all of this, and all of the three-dimensional bits that are there. Okay, so way, way more for the volume. Now, you probably didn't really need any of that, but I gave it to you anyway. Now, cool thing is, when we're talking about triangular prisms, it's going to be the exact same sort of deal as with all of our triangles, right? Triangles are half of a rectangle. So when we're talking about triangular prism in 3D, we're going to do the same deal. We're going to go ahead and we are going to find our area for the triangle. So in this case, the height times the base. So 6 times 8, divide that by 2. Okay, and then we're going to times that by the height. So all of this, and then times that by the height. Okay. So essentially, we're going to do cursive L times W divided by 2 times by the height. Length times width divided by 2 times the height. This is the volume of triangular prism. Okay. Now, for a sphere or for a cylinder, same deal. We're going to find our area because essentially all of this, every one of these three-dimensional things for volume is area times height. So our area changes based on the shape of it. So here the area for a sphere, which is pi r squared, and then times that by our height. Okay, so pi r squared times by the height. And that's going to give us our cylinder. Okay, so the radius is 14. Or sorry, the circumference is, the diameter is 14, which means the radius is 7. So pi times 7 squared. This has to all be in parentheses. And then times that by our height. Okay. And that's it. All you really got to do is know the different formulas, and it's not too difficult. You know, they're basically the exact same formula for the area, just times by the height. I want to work on C with you because this is going to be the more complicated one. So we have two different things going on here. Let's see. We have a few different things we need to figure out. Okay, so on C, we need to figure out the length of this, the hypotenuse. Well, actually, do we? Let's see. We have the, on this, which is essentially a triangular prism, right? That's the roof. The height here is, well, we know 12 from the tip of here all the way to the ground, okay? And then we know from the base here to the ground is 8. So 12 minus 8 should give me this length right here. So that should be, so the height of 4, okay? Now what is my base here? Well, 20 feet is all the way across. For this here, it must be half, so that's 10. So 4 times 10 divided by 2, okay, 40, so it should give me 20. So the area for this triangle here is 20, okay. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is I need to times it by the height here, which is another 20, so 400. So this, the volume, equals 400. Okay, I think you guys should be able to figure out the volume of the rectangle that is the base of this. Okay, so go ahead and go from there. Yeah, the actual work I want you to do. I'll have you do 8 through 25 all. Okay. All right, have a good one, guys.